was showing me his website is friendsoffortpierce.com, and very cool. He's got us listed as Treasures of Fort Pierce,
Yes.
and then we're going to do a page and link him up too and kind of cross-promote each other. I think that would be kind of fun.
That'd be wonderful.
Yeah, absolutely. And so you live on the sailboat full-time?
Only,
Is that right, Tom?
Yes and no. I have a house, actually. I live on Lake.
Here?
Not here. I've worked in a lot of places, New York, Chicago.
Okay.
But I have a nice house. It's a lumber baron's house built right on the edge of Lake Superior, up a long ways from here.
So
3
you're
feet of
only-
snow. So I decided I wanted to come, like a lot of people, to where it's warm. Plus I wanted to bring a sailboat, come by water. Okay? As I said,
And you did this by
2.5 months.
yourself?
I had a crew member for a while. I was by myself, and then I had a crew member. I picked him up in Liberty City, a nice young man who was studying to be a captain, and he needed some experience on a boat.
Cool.
So Liberty City is great. I don't know, it's right across from Manhattan, and he flew in, and I picked him up. And it turns out, I went by the Statue of Liberty with the sock monkey up here on 9/11, and how good is that?
My goodness. Wow, that's
See, I don't know if your listeners understand, but I mean, it's coming down here. I mean, it's a long trip by water. You're traveling at 6-7 miles an hour.
And you didn't get caught in any storms or any treacherous?
Well, we saw wind spouts out on Lake Erie. I lost my dinghy on the Hudson River. There was a terrible
You're
storm.
almost like an Ernest Hemingway.
Wow.
You're the Ernest Hemingway of Fort Pierce. Isn't that cool?
Well, I was stupid and lost my dinghy, but things happen. It was better that than other things. There was a terrible storm came in. It was unusual for New York.
Wow.
And the dinghy,
Was that the Sandy storm?
no, I got here. The Sandy
that's
storm, I beat it. I got here before it hit.
Okay.
Came by
Very
Fort
good.
Pierce.
Okay, so you got here and you started this writing about Friends of Fort Pierce and started writing about the businesses and the people. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct. I mean, everything, I have a history. I've written little books before.
Sure.
And it just seemed like the thing to do. And it's nice to put it in a print form.
Well, that's good. But you live here pretty much right now on the sailboat when you're not in your house in Michigan.
Yeah. Yes, this is the first time I've done this. It took 2.5 months to get here.
Okay, and you don't get claustrophobic?
Oh no, this is KDOC. I've explained to you about KDOC, and I just wrote an article that will be published on KDOC in a national sailing magazine.
That's very cool. Very cool.
So that I consider this is the best place to come, okay, in the winter, to get out of the snow for a while,
Okay.
and live on a sailboat.
So this is what you do. You write during the day while you're here. And you venture out. And
I venture out, and I always meet new and interesting people. And those new and interesting people, introduce me to additional new and interesting people.
That's the way it works.
So I've found Fort Pierce to be exceedingly a friendly group of people. It's really kind of a small town atmosphere in many ways, even though it's a pretty good sized city.
Yes.
And a very old city in Florida.
Yes, it is. It's we're celebrating this year the Florida's 500 celebration of Viva Ponce de Leon landing and naming of the Florida.
Oh, yes.
So that we're kind of trying to incorporate all our history here. We have some businesses here like Sweets Jewelers. It's been here since 1986. Cheney's is 1975. It'll be 1976 in May.
Yeah.
And those are the old established buildings that are down here. So, and of course the Sunrise Theater. So that's great. Well, what else do you want to tell us before we shut the video off? What else can you say?
Come to Fort Pierce.
Great.
It's wonderful weather.